In this video, I want to overview data reporting architectures. So, when one looks at a data warehouse, it can be fairly complex where you're taking operational data from lots of different data stores and you're moving it into a data warehouse where you may, through a series of extract, transform, load operations, transform it into perhaps pre-aggregated cubes that contain derived measures and lots of other value-added capabilities that increase the richness and the performance of the data, which you subsequently report on. The field of data warehousing is complex. There's hundreds of books written on it, and I want to start by keeping it simple and starting with the end in mind. And in this case, the end is the reports that we want to get out. We are moving from being able to create databases and select information from them to being able to report on databases with Excel and then with Tableau. It's important to start by saying what information do we want to report on, and then figure out where is the data in the database and how do we get it out. Sometimes we have to go and find other sources of data or change a database or do various things to make it work. But start by being really clear on what the reporting requirements are. So here's an example of a basic report that happens to be done in Microsoft Excel. There's rows and columns of data. They might be sorted or filtered, but basically you take a select statement, might be joining across multiple tables, and you print out the rows and columns, and perhaps with totals and things like that. But this is basic reporting. Then there's analytic reporting, where you, again, this is an Excel example using Excel pivot table, where the user can drag the rows and columns and measures and create different types of reports from the same data on the fly. And this is very powerful. This is a Tableau report, richer, more inviting data. Also, you can filter on company, you can select your years, your quarters. So this is easy to use, interactive reporting, and most of what we'll be doing the rest of the course is learning how to use Tableau to create these reports and continuing to pull the information from different SQL and other data sources. So, for example, we will pull information from the flights database into Excel and into Tableau. And to do this, you can pull it directly into your reporting tools using an ODBC driver, for example. But our typical architecture is going to be where we first put the information into a CSV file, and from there we'll load it into our reporting tool of choice. And here is some sample code where we take the information, we choose to aggregate our flights data into a daily flights table, and then we combine that with some information from airlines and airports and make a CSV out of that and report on it. So most of the heavy lifting is writing a select statement that maybe has joins, maybe has aggregations, maybe has a union to be able to vertically combine tables as well, and then just wrapping that in this code, the copy, begin parens, the select statement, end parens, and then to an accessible file with CSV header, semicolon. So returning to what we looked at originally with our data warehouse, we have our operational data, which could be, for example, a flights database or TB database or a set of databases. And then we have our reporting layer, and we have our reports. So in our version of this model, we're going to just treat the CSV file as our reporting layer, and from there produce our reports. And this turns out to be very useful, and you'll be able to do an incredible amount of good work this way. And over time, you'll learn more about data warehousing capabilities to be able to extend that and do richer, faster